and kind of gloomy, like those werewolf movies that you've seen. Old New England, Sleepy Hollow, that kind of Salem witch hunt type of thing. I also wanted to bring in, some German Black Forest kind of imagery to create kind of a gloomy place. Even though it's an alliance race, we wanted to give a little bit of spookiness, a little bit of kind of a Halloween flavor.
When we were starting Cataclysm, we realized there was so much stuff that we wanted to correct from the old game that we never had a chance to when we first shipped the game, and now that we have more technology and more tools available, we can go back now with this expansion and correct a lot of things that we always wanted to. One of the tasks we were planning to work on was the element trees for the starting area for the humans. And for that particular zone, we decided to overhaul the tree style, but also try to keep it in tune with the original element trees, so there's not a big contrast. So players that appreciate the old world can still hop in and feel like nothing's changed, but something looks nicer, and they don't know what it is.
One of the most difficult parts of making any of these zones is the lighting. It's very hard to do. I had to light everything with this light spheres that were difficult to move and hard to save. No zone is circular, so I just asked one of our programmers if I could just outline a zone and attach a light to it. And he said, you know what, I think we can do that. And he came up with this great tool where here you can see Kalimdor, where I could just outline a zone and attach a light to it and throw some light spheres in there if I wanted to. This is huge for me. I thought it'd be kind of cool to show that off. Big change. Another big change we have is something we call live update, where here we are, I can paint inside the editor, but I can also see it happening live in-game at the same time. This is
previously
huge.
We would have to build the train, then get a build of the game, and then finally go run around in the train. Now we can simply
Technically.
push and pull mountains up and down while we have a character sitting right on top of the mountain or beside it, and we can instantly get that relationship. So it's been extremely useful just for setting up vistas, for creating POIs, landmarks, all of that sort of thing. It just gives us a really quick way to get feedback on what we're doing, and since we are building such large-scale features, I mean, it's just great. We're moving huge amounts of terrain and geometry around. It's nice to have such immediate feedback.
Gus there was painting on something called a Cintiq. We also get to do all of the loading screens for any of the dungeons. We also get to do the character creation screens, and this year we got to do the login screen. What you're going to see next, this is a character creation screen that Dion Rogers did for the Worgen. So these screens have to load very quickly. So we're going to show you something quick that really helps that happen. That background is actually 6 high-res pictures that make it look 3D. I apologize for some people that I had to show you that. We also got to do the login screen. The login screens are very important. We want it to be very epic. It's the first thing you're going to see in the game, so we really worked hard on making this special. First, we wanted to do something like the Maelstrom, big swirling water, and we thought that would be the way to go. Wasn't quite working out. I think there's a slide here coming up. We weren't sure we liked that. We thought we'd go with something more traditional, like the a portal of some kind. So we thought we would look into some of the Twilight Hammer stuff and started to make a portal like that, and that's the direction we went in. These are some of the early concepts. And here's some progression shots. No one has ever seen this. Hardly anybody on the art team has seen this. So that was our final login screen. But hold on. Hold on. Thank you. Thank you. We liked this a lot, but then we didn't like it. We felt that nobody would really understand who the Twilight Hammer was. It's high-level content. You wouldn't even see it. So we actually started over. This was literally months ago, and we sat down, and Metzen said, look, all I want is something black, something red, and something dragon. And we were like, well, that's not really our direction, but we'll look at what we've got. And we had that old desktop picture that has been around earlier this year of Deathwing on top of some building. And we're like, well, that's pretty cool. That makes a little more sense. Let's kind of look at something in that direction. And then we remember the cinematic just got finished where Deathwing lands on Stormwind. And we're like, well, that is a classic image. It's a classic fantasy dragon on top of a castle. The cinematic is going to end. You're going to see the login screen. Let's go with that. So we did a quick sketch, and we started working on a new login screen. This was literally weeks ago. You guys ready to see the final version? There it is. Beautiful. This isn't shown anywhere at Blizzcon, so thanks for coming to this program. I also got a little behind-the-scenes version of this, just like the log of the character creation screen. This is a quick turnaround. We're only going to build what you see, so there's a lot of stuff missing, but it's interesting to look at. So I've shown you something great and ruined it at the same time. A lot of work went into this. Thank you. To the cinematics team for helping us do this, and real special thanks to Arjun Prakash and Chase Levin for helping us film that.
So I think we still have a few minutes if you guys have any questions. We're going to be taking a couple of questions. Do we have time?
Let's go 1 second, please.
And everybody, and we're done.
Okay, they're going to ask questions. 1 second.
Oh, just a line.
Closing.
Did a good
Am
job.
I good to
Eric.
go whenever?
Yep.
Okay. My daughter has been drawing since she was 2 years old. Now she's 12. She's an incredible artist, and the only want she has in life is to become a Blizzard employee and artist.